Hello, I'm Steve Novakovich, CEO of Garrett Metal Detectors, and today we're talking about gold prospecting. Garrett has always been involved in the gold prospecting market. Back in the 1970s, our founder, Charles Garrett, traveled to Australia and he met with the press and with dealers, and he did a lot of heavy lifting to help develop the field of gold prospecting. The legendary Hand of Faith nugget was found in Victoria, Australia in 1980 with a Garrett detector. And if you want to see that nugget, you can go to the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas. It's on display today. Garrett continued to design and build prospecting detectors up until the launch of the ATX. But after many years of gold prospecting innovations, Garrett's focus shifted towards the coin and relic market for a while. Now, I'm pleased to formally announce that Garrett is back to work in the prospecting world. This began last year with the re-release of the much-loved White's detector, the GM24K, a very capable high-frequency VLF detector. And this year, we're following up with an entirely new and exciting pulse induction detector. And right now, the Garrett team is going to tell you all about it.
As Steve Novakovich explained, Garrett is committed to the gold prospecting market, and today's product introduction will certainly prove that point. Last year we brought you the Garrett version of the Goldmaster 24K, or GM24K as many people call it. It's a powerful single-frequency VLF detector that uses a 48 kilohertz frequency to make it super sensitive to even very tiny gold nuggets. But gold is often found in heavily mineralized grounds where even the best single-frequency metal detectors are challenged. In these severe soil environments, prospectors need an advanced ground-balancing pulse inductor detector to really improve their performance. Today, we're pleased to show you the brand new Garrett Axiom.
This is the Axiom, the most powerful and advanced gold machine Garrett has ever produced. Axiom is the lightest weight detector in its class, sleek, well balanced, powered by a built-in, high-capacity lithium-ion battery that provides about 16 hours of use, twice that of other high-end pulse detectors. Axiom is all about gold performance. Its ultra-pulse technology means ultra-fast, multi-pulse technology and timings, along with advanced digital signal processing. This allows Axiom to maintain excellent depth on larger targets while providing enhanced sensitivity to very fine gold, including nuggets of sub 1/10 gram size or 1 to 2 grain sized. Axiom has excellent sensitivity and an all-new TerraScan multi-channel ground balancing system. Its wide range of adjustment allows Axiom to handle everything from extremely mineralized ferrous black sands to hot rocks and ironstones.
This powerful new product needed a strong name to go with it, So Axiom just had the ring we were looking for. An axiom is a maxim, or a principle that is widely regarded as being established, accepted, or self-evidently true. Along those lines, those who try Axiom will agree that it proves itself to truly offer exceptional performance in the most challenging goldfield environments. During this presentation, we have a video with the designer of the Axiom who's really going to show off this product to us. But before we get into that, I thought it would be important to introduce you to somebody else in our organization that's really in tune with the gold prospecting market, Mr. Franklin Vargas.
Hey, Mr. Steve, how are you?
I'm doing great. Franklin came to Garrett nearly 2 years ago with experience selling gold prospecting detectors of all types, most recently working with White's metal detectors. And very recently, Franklin has been out in the field with this brand new Axiom, testing it in the most severe mineralized soil conditions in Africa. So Franklin, this detector at first glance, it just looks different than other pulse induction machines. I mean, it's got this sleek look, it's lightweight, it's well balanced. What are your thoughts?
Well, we went out and tested out in a lot of places in Africa, including Zimbabwe. We went to many villages and the Middle East, from the desert to the bushes, like they call it, the jungle, and in very extreme environments, like 100+ degrees, a lot of humidity, rain sometimes.
Right.
And one of the most important things and features that the locals were amazed was the battery life. The battery life for them is very important. The more, because usually these detectors are they work 24 hours a day. They try to look for gold all the time, and the battery life on this on Axiom was very impressive by them. That's number one. Number two was the lightweight of it.
Right.
They're used to know that to have a long battery life, they need extra batteries. And they're used to having extra batteries around the batteries and stuff like that, just to be able to work longer time.
Big bulky battery
Big
packs.
bulky
Yeah.
battery. In this case, the Axiom, long battery lives and super light. And this has to do also with the materials. We have the carbon fiber shaft, which makes the detector very light. What does that make for the locals? Basically, it makes the detector very light. They can work longer hours, and they will not have any issues with the battery, meaning they're going to find more gold. This is very important for the locals.
So it's lightweight, it looks good, it feels good, it's well balanced, you have optional battery choices out in the field.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But the most important thing is, in your testing, how does it do in that highly mineralized dirt looking for gold?
Well, Steve, while we were in Africa, the mineralization where the gold is, it's very strong. It changes from a reddish kind of mineralized soil to a very black one. It's extremely mineralized. The Axiom balanced out this mineralization a lot. Actually, to a point that is very quiet. You can hear the threshold easy. And when you hear the threshold easy, you hear any changes on the soil and you find the very, very tiny gold, which is what the locals are looking for. That's the gold that they must find. We went to places where other detectors, our competitors, try to balance. And the mineralization was so strong. It was a black soil and they couldn't balance out anything. Our Axiom detector took around 2 to 4 seconds to balance out that mineralization. The locals were very impressed. The gold miners were very, very impressed because usually they cannot balance out that kind of soil. So they usually don't go to that field because their detector, the current detector, is not working out that well. When I took the Axiom, guess what? We found gold. And that was very impressive for them.
Excellent. Well, it's great to hear that the Axiom was able to find gold during your travels. It was able to ground balance in the worst of the situations out there. You know, with its ultra pulse technology and its ability to choose from 4 different pulse timings, this machine is ideally engineered for finding all types of gold, you know, from larger nuggets to sub-gram pickers out there in all types of ground conditions.
That is great.
And we've had it out there with some other field testers. And in fact, some of the early ones have found gold less than 1/10 of a gram. So this is a very sensitive machine.
Extremely sensitive, Steve. But our Axiom not only is going to balance out the mineralization of the ground, it has to cancel the magnetic field around it. The environment also brings a lot of magnetic fields, and it changes the sounds of it. And the locals in Africa, they're used to bad sound. I mean, when there's even dark clouds over them, they have to stop working at this point with the current detector. When I brought the action, it was almost raining. It was very dark clouds at that moment. Our action was completely quiet. It canceled out all the EMI, what they call.
What about some of the power lines out there that they work under? Did it perform under that?
Many of where we found gold, we went to a gold rush kind of place. And in the gold rush, the power lines were around it. They couldn't work out with their detectors. They couldn't. They tried to. I brought the action, and immediately it was extremely quiet. It didn't take me that long. It took probably like 40 seconds to analyze the environment, and then it finds the 5 different channels, the quiet channels, and then it chooses one. And that's the quiet channel that that the detector is going to try to find the gold. This brings something very important. With all these features that the action is bringing, being so quiet, mineralization, EMI cancellation, right? And being so sensitive to the gold, it is an opportunity for the locals, for the gold miners, to go to new places that they haven't been able to. You know why? Because their current detector they're using right now cannot go. It's not quiet enough to listen to the ground. Action is going to open that opportunity, and they're going to be able to find more gold than they expected.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Franklin, for that. You know, Axiom is by far Garrett's most sensitive and highest performing pulse induction gold prospecting detector. And like our recent Apex detector, it's going to be supported online with software upgrades as they come out. So that's the beauty of being able to upgrade and keep the latest detector technology out in the field. Axiom is simple to operate, but yet it has the right controls built in to keep you hunting when tough conditions could really challenge you. The good news is that Axiom was designed to perform on gold with the best pulse induction detectors out there on the market and to overcome some of the shortcomings that some of those same detectors have. That means finding gold where others can't find it by overcoming hot rocks, EMI, moist alkaline soils, and extreme mineralization. You know, Franklin, we could keep talking for a long time about the Axiom.
Yes, we can.
But instead, maybe we should hear from somebody else for a few minutes. We took the chance this week and we sat down with our senior design engineer, Brent Weaver, and we asked him to talk about some of the key technologies and best benefits of the Axiom. So why don't we take a second and look at this video?
Let's go.
Hello, I'm Brent Weaver, Senior Design Engineer and Director of Research and Development at Garrett Metal Detectors. I'm pleased today to introduce our latest gold prospecting detector, the most powerful and advanced gold machine Garrett has ever produced. It's called the Axiom, and as you'll see, its performance, capabilities, and versatility will rival or exceed most anything that's on the market. The first thing and most noticeable thing about the new Axiom is its lightweight, sleek, and modern appearance, and its superb ergonomics. Not only is it the lightest detector in its class, but it's also extremely well balanced, balancing perfectly at the grip. This sleek control box is a far cry from the big, chunky boxes you see on other brands of detectors, and all the controls and adjustments are directly accessible from your thumb. No need to stop and put down your pick to gain access with your other hand to make adjustments along the sides of the box or at the rear of the box. With the Axiom, all the controls are directly here at your thumb. Another noticeable difference is the all-carbon fiber telescoping stem. It provides quick adjustments and also allows you to quickly collapse down to a short length or fully extend. So now let's talk about what's under the hood and what makes Axiom one of the best high-end pulse detectors on the market. The Axiom uses ultra-pulse technology, which is an ultra-fast, multi-pulse technology and timings, along with advanced digital signal processing. This technology provides enhanced sensitivity to the very fine gold, able to detect nuggets down into the sub-10th gram range or 1 to 2 grains, while still maintaining excellent depth on the larger targets. And you can choose from 4 different timing modes based on the conditions that you're in or what you're looking for. In addition to its excellent sensitivity, the Axiom has an all-new ground balance system called TerraScan. It utilizes advanced multi-channel ground balancing technology with a very wide adjustment range that can handle everything from extremely mineralized ferrous black sands to hot rocks and ironstone, terracotta and coke, salty alkaline soils, even all the way down to a saltwater beach and everything in between. It also has 4 selectable speed settings for continuous ground tracking, which allows the Axiom to automatically track out ongoing changes in ground mineralization. The ground balance settings are continuously displayed on this exclusive dual-channel ground balance display. And when ground tracking is on, arrows alongside the numbers will indicate the trending direction of the changing ground balance values. In addition to what you see, the Axiom also has another unique capability that you don't see. It's Garrett's exclusive ground balance window, and it allows each of the Axiom's ground balance settings to simultaneously ground balance across a range or window of ground balance values rather than balancing to just a single point, as is the case with other detectors. So for example, if you have hot ground that has one ground balance setting, plus you have a hot rock that has a different ground balance setting, then the Axiom can ground balance out and cancel both the ground and the hot rock simultaneously. This is a major advantage over other high-end pulse detectors that can only balance out one or the other, either the ground or the rock, but cannot balance out both at the same time. So as many of you have experienced, those other detectors will simply produce false responses on the hot rock, but not with the Axiom. It runs smooth. So Axiom's advanced TerraScan ground balancing system, along with the different timing modes, gives Axiom the versatility to work and find gold and relics in places where other high-end pulse detectors simply can't. Another unique and useful capability is the Axiom's iron check feature. As untouched prospecting ground becomes less common, we're often returning to old mining sites that are typically covered with iron trash. The iron check feature, which works with any of the double D coils, allows you to quickly check if a target is iron or not. While in iron check, the non-ferrous target will continue to produce a normal sound or may even become silent. But the iron will produce this very distinctive low-tone sound, thereby allowing you to quickly identify and move on from iron trash. Now keep in mind that iron check, like any form of target discrimination or identification, is not perfect and can occasionally be fooled depending on the size and depth of the iron or the ground conditions. But for a pulse detector, Axiom's iron check feature is one of the best systems on the market for checking iron. Additional useful features include Garrett's built-in Z-Link wireless system that allows you to use wireless headphones, not only to hear the detector, but also allows you to hear our wireless pinpointer through the same set of headphones, along with the detector. It also has an adjustable volume and threshold with wide adjustment ranges so you can adjust for the conditions and to your personal preference. The Axiom also offers 2 different audio types, PWM audio with its sharp characteristics, or VCO audio with its more familiar smooth audio characteristics. The Axiom also has 3 adjustable scan speeds that allows you to set to your personal preference. There's also a signal strength and polarity indicator across the top of the display so you can see the detection signals. This is very useful for those that are hearing impaired and hunt primarily by sight. And it also has a selectable backlight for low light hunting. Regarding battery life, the Axiom has a built-in high-capacity lithium-ion battery that provides about 16 hours of use. That's about double what you get from other high-end pulse detectors. And it can be recharged through the USB port, using a wall outlet, or from a USB port, or from a cigarette lighter, or directly clamped to a 12-volt battery. In addition, the Axiom comes with this booster pack. It holds 8 AA batteries, either standard or rechargeable. You can use this pack to get another 6 hours of battery life, or for those times in remote locations where a power source is not available to recharge the detector's internal lithium battery. So now let's talk about coils. The Axiom offers 6 different coil options. They range in size from a narrow 11-inch coil to the standard 13-inch coil to this large 16-inch coil. With its narrow design, the 11 by 7 inch coil is highly maneuverable for getting in and under rocks and brush. Plus, it's extremely hot on the very small nuggets, while still maintaining good depth and good coverage with its 11 inch scan width. The 13 by 11 inch coil is an excellent size for general purpose hunting, providing great detection on very small nuggets, plus the extra depth and coverage of a large coil. The large 16 by 14 inch coil is excellent for reaching those larger and deeper nuggets or relics while still maintaining good detection on the small stuff. Plus, its large footprint is great for covering a lot of ground when scouting new areas. All three sizes are available in either mono or double D configurations for a total of 6 coils to cover most any application. As you've seen, the Axiom is loaded with technology, performance, and versatility, not only providing excellent depth and sensitivity, but also allowing you to hunt and find gold where others can't. And I'm excited to be leading the engineering effort to bring Garrett back to the forefront of gold prospecting metal detectors.
So there's an overview of the Axiom's important features and attributes. Axiom was specifically designed to take on the most challenging mineralized soils that prospectors face, from Australia to Africa, from Alaska to Arizona, and from the Yukon Territory to South America. As a premium product, each Axiom box shipped will include an array of accessories, including 2 different search coils, a soft carrying case for the detector, headphones, and coil covers. For more information on pricing, part numbers, and accessory coils, visit us at garrett.com. We will continue to update the website in the weeks ahead with more details, including a variety of training videos. The Axiom will be available for order soon, so stay connected with Garrett on our social media platforms. Franklin, thanks for your input here from the field. And here to wrap things up on the Axiom, once again, is Garrett CEO, Steve Novakovic.
So now you've seen the Axiom and you've heard about all of the exciting features that we've packed into it. And what I hope you come away with is the understanding that Garrett is committed for the long haul to the gold prospecting market. It's a new day in gold prospecting. Garrett is back.